Hi guys, and welcome to today's lesson. So we're going to be carrying on with these little studies of features of portraits, and we're going to be working with the eye viewed in front today. I'm working again from a daguerreotype. So we're going to be looking at just the sort of section, just a section of the eye, similar sort of scale to the ones below that we've been working from. And as we have been previously, we're going to be trying to focus on just sort of the construction of the eye. So I'm shifting it around here, so we've got room for our reference to be up when you guys are working. So yeah, let's get started with this. So initially we just want to put a sort of high point, low point. I want to set it a little bit higher than where the brow is going to go. So we get sort of the roll of the form there. And so what we kind of want to think about with the eyes, we've got the brow is kind of like sitting over the top of the eye itself, which is going to come out of kind of pop out of the brow. So the brow is sort of rolling up in this kind of direction. If we think of it as a form, then the eye is sort of bulging back out again before the socket kind of comes around the side of that. So when we sketch this out, it makes a little bit more sense. But we basically end up with the top lid. This is sort of the bottom of our top lid, projecting out from the eye itself. And usually we see not the entirety of the eyeball, obviously, we just see part of the eyeball. So this is sort of our bottom lid, and then inside that is our iris. This is kind of typical of what we see with an eye. And behind this, so like sitting in the socket, is the whole eyeball itself, which is much larger. And if you've seen sort of an anatomical sketch of the eye, you'll understand how that works. So then we sort of see little elements of the bone socket showing through in the form above. So for instance, the lid is sort of projecting out at about this sort of point, and this little fold here, we kind of get a sense of where the eye socket is sitting. We've got down here the tear duct, and tear duct is one thing that kind of makes the sort of almond shape of the eye asymmetrical. So that kind of lopes down into this point here, maybe a little bit lower. Then we've got forms like the bags of the eye underneath here. Sort of connecting all of that together with the shadow, which we've done a few times with other parts of the features. And also the kind of center point of the top eyelid here is in shadow as well as one side of the eye. So it always depends a little bit on the lighting, but because the light's kind of coming from the right-hand side, we end up with all the forms on the left-hand side are going to be brighter than the right-hand side. But you can see we're starting to now get the kind of specific qualities of the eye emerge. I'm going to leave a little bit of a light spot there for our highlight, and then I'm also going to shade in the iris and pupil. They're going to go a lot darker eventually, but to start with I just wanted to kind of get them defined. Spending a little bit of time just shuffling about these shadow forms till stuff feels a bit more correct. You can think about the light shapes too. I'm keeping everything soft because it can help to keep form soft around the eyes without going sort of too sharp, too harsh early on. Oops, daisies. Back in position. See, I'm using much softer sort of shading practices, or very soft shading practices at the moment, just because I want to get everything in place. As soon as I'm happy with like the placement of everything, I can go a lot heavier, a lot darker. There's no real advantage to, unless you're sort of rushed for time, you're trying to get something done really quickly. You don't need to go super dark super quickly with the drawing. You can sort of slowly work your way towards something more accurate. Somehow managed to position my camera in a very irritating position today. So I'm just working in towards getting these kind of concentric forms that make their way up to the bridge of the nose. The bridge of the nose kind of pops out. But yeah, that's starting to kind of come together okay, I think, all those forms now. So I'm going to start going a bit heavier. I'm going to start putting darker accents in. So we can start with the iris itself and the pupil within that. So generally the iris, when you're lit from the side or above, will have bright white highlight over it. And then it will be darker at the top and have a sort of gradient going down to lighter at the bottom. Whereas the pupil inside that will usually just be kind of like as dark as you can go. Except where it's maybe overlapped by the highlight, as in this case. So you can see adding those these darker tones quite quickly kind of bring the eye together quite nicely. I can go a bit darker up here in the brow as well. we can start to remove some of these construction lines on the outside. And getting at a pretty decent point, really. And sort of see how all the major forms are functioning, how everything's kind of interacting. Just softening some of the transitions out of the shadows, but yeah, pretty much. Pretty much there with this. We'll be working next week from the iron profile, and that'll kind of finish off the major features of the face. I think what we'll be doing after that is moving into maybe a little bit more quick portrait sketching, but this time working in oil. So we already had quite recently, a video of working with quick portrait sketching, like a whole head. We'll apply some of these principles of forms into working from an entire head, and working in oil, so working in a different medium as well, which isn't always what people think of when they think of sketching, but oils can be a really great medium for sketching, kind of drawing things out in. So yeah, that's it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the session, found it useful. I can sort of tilt down, get some more of the bits of the face. Maybe zoom out a little bit as well. See, I've not outlined this one quite as heavily as the others. But yeah, you get the idea relative to all the other features. So yeah, next week we'll be working from the eye in profile, and then that'll be it for all the individual features, and then we'll be starting to work back into full portraits again. So as always, you can follow the YouTube channel if you want to watch videos from myself and other tutors and students in future. And you can also click the link through if you want to see what sorts of paid courses that we offer as well. So yeah, that's it, and I'll see you guys soon.